We created a massive scandal. The press came to us, the police came to us, the studios came to us. They tell me, we're gonna put you in jail, start threatening. 15,000 units of a movie with Clooney called A Perfect Storm. We bring those DVDs. Virgin put them outside in the street in giant shelves. Yeah. While they're doing this, the guys in the cinema that's right in front of Virgin are putting the poster of the beach and Perfect Storm that's coming out in cinema.
Hello and welcome back to the Alex Witherow Show. Today I have a really interesting guest, Miami-based film distributor and studio executive, Alex Cohen. Great to have you here.
Hey Alex, great name.
Thank you, I agree. So, you have a really interesting story, and what fascinates me is obviously when you first meet you're Parisian, right?
Yeah, I'm born in Paris.
All right, so you're French. And what's also fascinating is that most people don't associate Miami with like a huge film scene. And yet you've been here a long time. You have a company here. Talk to me about just, is Miami an up and coming film hub? Is it, obviously you've had your company here a long time. What's happening down here by way of that?
So as a distributor, we acquire rights of films and series and all kind of content to distribute them exclusively in the US. When you do this, you can be anywhere. You don't have to be in LA or in New York. So I picked Miami because it's a total change of scenery compared to Paris, where I was born and raised. When I arrived, it was more like a village. But I agree with you, Alex. Miami is not a film. Florida is not a film state.
Right.
Miami would be the perfect film spot, but everything is about making sure that we can provide the audience and the financer with the most secure project. And unfortunately, tax incentives, cash rebates, credits, grants are a huge part of financing today. If you go in Canada and you get 35% tax credit, 5% extra if you bring a Canadian director or writer, that's 40%.
Yeah.
If you are spending a $10 million budget, that's real money. While in Miami, I love my city. I love the film board, but they claim they're giving an incentive. But they are not really giving an incentive.
Right.
They have a very limited amount for the full year. The commissioner keeps changing from what I understand. And I will give you an example. I had a smaller budget, which is generally the type of financing deal that I don't do. And I did this one because the script was just excellent. We can talk about it after.
Sure.
And I decided to film it in Miami because when you're doing a film that's around $1 million, the tax incentive is important, but the advantage of filming in your city with the connects and everything can also balance it.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
we decided to film it here.
Yeah.
And those 10% of the Dade County that promised to all filmmakers and this, as of right now, I have not received them. We filed for them. We provided elements, but they're a mess.
Yeah.
So that's going to really frustrate any financer, producers to come here. Now, you still have projects that are happening here in the film of TV space, but they're coming here because there's no other choice than filming it in Miami. Unfortunately, not because it's a friendly for filmmakers. And I understand the state, if you want to talk about it. They have good arguments. It's not a question of Republicans and Democrats. That's what most of people in Miami say. It's a question that Miami already gets a lot of money with tourism, gets a lot of money with Orlando. And so because of that, provide those tax incentives to those type of industry.
Yeah.
Now, look at the tax incentive state in the world. The most challenging an area is Louisiana, Atlanta, Georgia, Kentucky, Canada, where people are struggling financially. The biggest incentive is given because we are going to come with our $5 million or $10 million project and we are going to hire crew there, food, transportation, hotel, everything.
Right.
So suddenly Louisiana, one Louisiana city that's totally dead and have a very high unemployment rate, is finding himself with a serious project, money that is spent. That's what they want.
Yeah.
They want to, but Miami doesn't need it. Miami doesn't need to bring tourists and to showcase the city. The city is showcased by itself. So you can also understand the way they think.
Yeah. That makes sense. And that would make sense why the industry's really just never come here. You kind of think that, well, it has good weather, but that's not everything, obviously.
He has good weather.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Alex, he has the best image, which is very important for a DP, a director of photography, that you can find. The lightning in Miami is exceptional. We all dream to film here.
Yeah.
But it's difficult. It may change, and as of right now, no.
That's interesting. That's really, and I agree. I mean, if you're a director looking at the landscape here, it looks phenomenal. But you just don't see many Miami-based stories, really. I mean, other than Will Smith and Bad Boys. But well, tell me about your journey from going from Paris and making your way, obviously, in the film business, and then coming to Miami eventually. Tell me how you got from point A to point B. It sounds like it's a long story.
It is a long story, but on this particular aspect of the reason why I moved to the US, it's an interesting story. I've always been a disruptor. Since I'm born, I'm a disruptor in my family, and I'm a joker. So I like to take risk. And for the first part of my life in Paris, I was very early working after school in order to get some money and to live the life a little bit of a 14, 15, 16 year old kid. And I started very early in fashion because that's the area where it's very easy to get a job when you're young. You're doing boxes or you're putting together collections and everything. So I started working and making my way. And at some point, my best friend, which was working at a video wholesaler in Paris as a buyer. So he would buy the stock in order to sell it to the stores. Sitting with me, we are waiting for our girlfriend. It's raining, and he tells me, "Can you find me a job at Marlboro Classics?" So I look.
Marlboro Classics.
Yeah,
like the cigarette. Oh, the.
It's leather jackets.
It
used to be a brand. I don't even
Not
know
the
if it still
cigarettes.
exists. Not the cigarettes.
Okay.
And so, I looked at him like an alien, and I say, "What are you talking? First of all, it's random. Why Marlboro Classic? Oh, I love it. It's classy." I say, "Okay." But you work in the movie business, because of him, we will reunite with our girlfriend on Saturday night, and he will put the tape of the movies that will come out in a month.
Yeah.
So we would see it in advance. We were all excited because he worked there. And then he tells me something crazy. He tells me, okay, a couple of years ago, there was an outlet that came out to replace the VHS tape. It was called Laserdisc.
Right.
A big disc.
Big
like
disc,
this.
yeah, I remember.
And he went to his boss, which was his uncle, and told him, Laserdisc is arriving, it's going to revolutionize, better image, better sound, and they invested heavily into Laserdisc, which took a crazy hit.
Yeah.
Then the kid, it's 1999, the kid goes to, we're very young, as a kid goes to his boss, which is his uncle, and telling him, okay, there's a new outlet that's coming, that's going to be a revolution, it's called DVD. Then the uncle tell him, wow, go out, get out. Again, you want to make us lose millions? We are doing VHS. We stay in VHS.
Yeah.
So then he's telling me the story.
Unfortunate.
Fortunate for him.
Yeah.
Tells me the story, and I tell him, okay, you don't go to Marlboro Classic. I want to leave the fashion business. It's another long story. I was very lucky. I was mentored by a genius. And as a loyalty, I'm extremely loyal. I couldn't imagine staying in the same business and my mentor and possibly becoming a competitor at some point.
Yeah.
So I was looking at something that was totally different. I was not particularly looking at the entertainment or the film business, but he told me this DVD thing.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, it's going to be great. Leave your boss. Let's open a company and let's do it. So he said yes. We put stuff together. He gave me his client list of all the stores because I didn't know who to call.
Yeah.
And then tips to get DVDs. So I tried by myself because he was still working there to get accounts. I called Disney, Universal, Paramount. You're 20-year-old.
Yeah.
And they all laugh at you. They don't even take your call.
Yeah.
So he tells me there's another solution. We can go to Miami to find a wholesaler there to buy DVDs in the US because they have French track. Guess what? We bring them back and we sell it to stores.
Yeah.
So I say, okay, let's do it. We go there, we make an order, we receive like after 2 weeks, we get the shipment of like about 1,000, 2,000 DVDs, different films. It just came out. I think there was 72 movies in DVD at this point.
Yeah.
I call the first number. I convince him. Second, third, I come from fashion where making a sale is so difficult.
Yeah.
And then I see those kids that play in video game stores. They don't know what they're talking about. I turn their brain in half a second. And 2 hours after the stock arrived from the US, I'm out of stock. So I tell him, what is this? What are we doing? Are we going to we're losing our time here. We need to buy more. So we started buying more. Next thing you know, Alex, we get a call from a mass merchant that tells us, are you the guys that bringing movies before they're in cinemas and selling it to little stores? I say, yeah, it's us. And I don't want to say the name of the worldwide known mass merchant. They tell us, I'm going to say it because they don't exist anymore. It was Virgin Megastore, which was like Walmart in Europe.
Yeah.
London, Paris had a massive store in the Champs-Élysées.
Yeah.
And they ask us a simple question: can you get quantities? Yeah, we can. Can you get 15,000 units? Okay, we say we can. We don't have the money, but we can.
Yeah.
So they give us an order of 30,000 units on 2 movies.
This is the beginning of DVD sales.
This is 2000.
Yeah.
I go to my bank. I tell them I need to borrow money because I have a big order from Virgin. They laugh at me. I'm 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Everybody laughed at me nonstop because I was so young.
Yeah.
I didn't look the part. And so I go to an uncle of mine. I say, hey, can you borrow money? I need to make an order. The uncle lends money. We bring 15,000 units of a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio called The Beach. 15,000 units of a movie with Clooney called A Perfect Storm.
Right.
We bring those DVDs. Virgin put them outside in the street in giants, shelves.
Yeah.
While they're doing this, the guys in the cinema that's right in front of Virgin are putting the poster of The Beach and Perfect Storm that's coming out in cinema. So that's where we created a massive scandal.
It became a scandal.
A huge scandal. The film is coming out in cinema, but Virgin is selling the DVDs for $20 with French track before the movie's out.
Wow.
Huge scandal.
Yeah.
Warner goes to Virgin. Another studio goes to Virgin. Say, what are you doing? You crazy? What are you doing? How did you get this?
Yeah.
They say, this guy synchronized. Name of my company until today. So the studio call me. They tell me, we're going to put you in jail, start threatening and stuff. I say, I don't know. I bought it with a regular invoice. This is not bootleg. This is Warner US. Go sue Warner US.
Yeah.
That they sold it to me.
How'd you get your hands on it?
I found a wholesaler just like me here in Miami.
Okay.
They're still in business. Their name is Alliance Entertainment.
How did they get a hold of the movie before it was in theaters?
So what would happen is that when a movie would come mostly until today, when a movie comes out, us, US distributors, we have what we call the holdback. Nobody can release the film until we release the film. So that's still happening. But what's happening 25 years ago is that it takes time to dub in French.
Yeah.
It takes time to release it in France, right? The thing is that it doesn't take time to release it in Canada and they're doing a French track for Canada. So that's what I'm buying. That's why I was having them constantly 6 months before it gets released in Europe. And so by doing this on such a large quantity, on the Champs-Élysées, at the biggest mass merchant, we created havoc. The press came to us, the police came to us, the studios came to us, and we shut everybody down, and we told the studio, we are going to continue, and we are going to flood France like you've never seen, unless you open those accounts that you were laughing at me 6 months ago when I called. Next thing you know, we are the only French distributor, wholesaler of DVDs that has all of the studio that are giving the DVDs to us in order to provide the mass merchant.
So you're basically selling these movies before they're even really out on the market or in theaters. And no one's really able to stop you.
No one was able to stop until they were. So what happened is the first miracle that I've seen is that all the majors opened an account to synchronize. Suddenly, we are one of the 5 accredited French wholesalers. The second thing that I learned from my old experience is that the DVD, just like fashion, is an impulsion buy. You are doing your groceries, and then you see a movie, it's nice, you want to see it, you buy it for your collection. It's not a thing anymore, but that's how it arrived. So I saw it very clearly. I insisted to have my office inside of Paris, which is very expensive, to have storage of all the stock. It's like Manhattan. You are going to go to Port Washington or Brooklyn or Queens, because you can't. The real estate is crazy. But the second thing that we did is that we had our office in Paris with motorcycle outside, and we treated DVDs like pizza. We would call our customer and say, we received this and this and that, and they would get delivered in 2 hours. And that's why we beat all of our competitors that were outside of Paris, because we had motorcycles. And we would get the stock faster than anyone. So we started beating anyone. So that's the number one thing that really took Synchronize on another level. The second is that we decided to have every single existing DVD in the world in stock. Citizen Kane, a old Brigitte Bardot, a Belgium edition of Scarface. Maybe one, maybe only 2 items, but at least we never say no to someone that say, do you have this? Special edition, collector, numerated. So what happened is that in 2001, 2002, on top of all the mass merchant, on top of my company became the second biggest European distributor of DVD. We represented about 6% of the total market. Amazon calls me and says, is this true, this legend that you have everything?
This legend.
And I say, hey, it's not a legend. I'm going to be your daddy. And the guy laughed. We're still friends until today. His name is Pascal. He was Amazon France head guy. So you're going to be my daddy? I say, yeah, I'm going to be your daddy. You're going to call me daddy. And he say, yeah, let's take an example. Do you have Fritz Lang, this movie from this year? I'm shaking, but I had everything. From this moment, Amazon did something in France. They would take their order on their website. They would call me at 5 p.m., make their all daily orders of people that order DVD at Amazon. How crazy is that? Relying on us. And we would have a scooter that goes to Amazon, light speed to deliver them in order for them to deliver their client the next morning.
Wow.
And that changed
They do that
Amazon
still.
life. Now they have the stock. Now they buy the stock, they store the stock. But in this particular case, they were relying on us because they knew we had everything. And so...
Interesting.
This deal with the studio was just conditional to us stopping importing. But we didn't stop because I'm a bad boy. And then they decided to send the cops, arrest me and everything and blah, blah, blah. But there was no law. And then there's a law that was voted in Europe. And it's funny that we are talking about it because right now, as we speak, Netflix is spending a lot of money to repeal this law. It's a law that came in 2001, 2002 when they came after us, that says that if a movie comes into cinema, it cannot be exploited in home video, digital or DVD until 6 months.
Oh, interesting.
So it's still until today. So Netflix want to stop the windows. They want to release their own movies in cinema and put them the next week or the next day, like they do in the US.
Yeah.
But so it's funny that how the role is turning, that now they're trying to repeal these laws that they made because of us.
Interesting.
So that really took us into realms of doing 3, 4, 5, 10 million euro of gross.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But we realized that we were basically the bitch of the studio.
Yeah.
Because, well, they sell us a DVD for 13 euro. We sell it to the store for 15. Well, we're making a lot of money, but not for us, for them.
Yeah.
So we started first trying to find a solution at this. And it came out in a genius move. We came to the US in a very big film market. I think it was American Film Market 2001.
Yeah.
And we searched for titles to buy rights to bring back in France and also have our own DVD with our own brand. Why not?
Yeah.
So we found a guy that was getting old and told us that he wants to get rid of 110 classic movies, gems of our history.
Yeah.
For, I think we paid it about like 15K cash.
Yeah.
We had 110 movies that all were certified by the US library and all with a visa of exploitation. That's very, very important because a lot of people are playing this classic movie game. Oh, they're public domain, we can do whatever. Yeah, but if your film has a visa of exploitation, a true master, that's when you can exploit it. So suddenly we have an Hitchcock, we have a Scarlet Street, Port of New York, Western movies. Okay, they're classics, but still you have to understand that in the early 2000s, you can publish a DVD of you reading the yellow pages and you would sell it. Everything would sell.
Yeah.
So we arrived, we started releasing the first one, Scarlet Street, a Fritz Lang movie. And I remember the girl from Paramount was coming to pitch us the new release. And she saw this, she asked about it, spoke to her boss. Next thing you know, this Eric guy, boss of Paramount, called and say, hey, what are those movies? And I'm explaining the deal. And Paramount said, hold on, we want to be your partner.
Yeah.
We want to distribute them. So they became our distributor for those films in Europe. That lasted about 10 years. It performed really, really well. But that made us realize that that's where the money is.
Yeah.
You know, Alex, a DVD costs $1 to do with shipping. And so if we're selling it 15 like we do, that's a very different game.
Yeah.
First of all, you making 100K, so you give 30K
back to the government.
Back to the government.
If you're lucky.
And then when you're getting paid,
Yeah.
because as a boss, you're giving 30K.
Yeah.
But then as you're getting paid, you give another 30K.
Right.
So your 100K became 40K.
Yeah.
So that's a reality until today, which became even worse. So that already was a little problem for me.
I was going to say, I'm sure they whack any entrepreneur over there.
But then getting them to tell me, hey, it's not normal, you're making too much money, that's why I understood I had to leave.
Yeah.
Also, you don't make it into this industry if you're not in the US.
Yeah.
You can become like the biggest French, whatever, UK. That doesn't mean shit. So I went to the French majors and I told them that I was about to leave for the US, and I wanted rights of film. But here's the thing, I was not going to pay them. You're gonna give me rights of film for free. I'm gonna pick films that are not distributed in the US. And why free? Because, I told them with all my 22-year-old arrogance, I told them, if you don't give me the rights of film, my wholesaler company stop buying from you. It's the other way around. I was begging to open an account, but then when you're doing 300K a month of buying, at a studio, well, they can't lose you.
Yeah.
You're very important. So they said yes. And here's what happened. I'm arriving here early 2004 with 100 excellent films. Cannes winners, Monica Bellucci, Depardieu, Jean Reno. I picked up the European films that had appeal in terms of cast in the US. And so I start releasing them in DVD, which was the only outlet at the time.
Yeah.
And I get mad press. San Francisco Chronicle, New York Times say, wow, those films, we know those films, they want Oscar nominated, this and that.
Yeah.
So that gave me cred straight up. That helped Synchronize grow. And then I partner with bigger distributors. I stayed for 8 years as a label of E1 Entertainment. Then I stayed for a couple of years with Millennium Entertainment, which was another US label, until I decided to take all my stuff back and to have all the accounts open, directly, that Synchronize doesn't go through anybody, speaks directly to the platforms, the TV channels. And that's what we've been doing. We've been really, really growing from arriving in the US with excellent foreign movies, going through very small US budget. The first time I signed a film in English, I was so happy.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm going to make it to Walmart, etc. So, and going to films that has a little bit of cast, good actors like Eric Roberts, Danny Trejo, but that you can find in smaller type of budget.
Yeah.
Until today, this month we released, a month ago now, we released a movie called Spinning Gold, which we are the distributor, and it's a $27 million budget. So there's a gap that was made between those couple of 100K to doing films that are 10, 15, 20, 30 million.
Yeah.
Because there are a number of elements here.
Yeah.
In 2004 was the year that YouTube started.
Right.
So, hey, YouTube.
Yeah. We're
love
there
you.
now.
We love you. We're there now. But that's a very key factor. Where are we now? Today, if you take all of the spectrum of the US studio, Warner, I don't know, belong to some weather channel, is for sale. Paramount just sold. All of the studio are either public, meaning that they are really not really owned by someone, or have a new boss. But that's for sure. Something is sure, Alex, is that there's almost no one that is a distributor like us that have been for 25 years, the same private-owned company, same boss, which is a founder.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, because I'm very busy, focused in progressing and growing the company. But then at some point, when you're building something and you're very focused, you stop and you look behind you and you say, shit, I did all of this. They died on the way, and they disappeared. Fox disappeared. How did Fox disappear? It belongs to Disney.
Yeah.
So that's an important factor.
Yeah, no,
the
absolutely.
fact we were we were here before YouTube, before Netflix, before those very important to-be and everything platform that help us create relation and also assert some sort of reputation. And that's kind of
very cool.
What took us here.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I know you have, so you mentioned before to me privately that you are an accredited buyer at Cannes Film Festival. It's funny. I think most American actors, as someone who came from the film industry, they think of Cannes as kind of this mystical, magical festival. I know you're someone who has had experience at the festival quite a bit. Talk to me what it's like. What's it like? What is it? The actual festival. What's it like after the after parties? What's been your experience with Cannes? It sounds like a lot.
It's mystical.
Yeah.
it's magical.
Yeah.
What those actors are saying, it's true.
Yeah.
It's unreal, impossible to describe. You have a seashore with a beautiful avenue of designers that's completely closed,
Yeah.
with police surrounding it.
It's just beautiful to begin with.
Oh, it is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it's closed, so only people with accreditation can walk around and go inside of the palais. So the result of this is that you are taking the elevator with Nicole Kidman. You are eating next to Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
You had the cafe closing a deal, and DiCaprio's there.
Yeah.
So they are here because the village is closed.
Yeah.
And so
With, like,
they
max
feel completely
security.
max
Yeah.
security, and only people of the industry.
Yeah.
So that's already, it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Now the scenery is amazing, and it's, I was getting into the Spike Lee highest to lowest party at Cannes this year, and I run into a friend of mine, which is one of the editor of Hollywood Reporter, and I was telling him how crazy Cannes is and how this year is really even better than the other years. And he told me something very true. He told me it's like the streaming war. Netflix won it, while Cannes won the market wars. It is magical. It's not the only market. We are now at the end of October. I'll be in LA in 10 days for AFM, the American film market. So you also have Toronto, and you have Sundance. And you have more, but those are the principal film market.
Right.
It means that on top of the festival, you have a lot of agents that represent movies, that represent producers, financiers, and projects that come and present their movies to buyers like us. So I'm a buyer, meaning that I acquire exclusive rights for the US. Then you're going to have a Japanese buyer, a German buyer, a Middle East buyer. All those type of buyers are expected by those agents, and you have about 1,000 agents in the world, and they each come with 5 to 20 movies, and they're trying to play them for their producers. So when we come and acquire, we know that Cannes is the home run. I forgot Berlin, the European film market, which is also an important one.
Yeah.
But if I have only one market to go, it is it. For business purposes, everybody's there.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you maximize. For maximization purposes, it's the only one that lasts 10 days.
Yeah.
The other one used to, but they struggle to keep up with Cannes, because Cannes has a festival at the same time.
Yeah.
And so what's happening is that you have one red carpet per day at the Palais, which is the most magical red carpet that exists, better than the Oscars. Everybody's fighting for it to get
I think
tickets.
I've seen it's a huge stairway, right?
It's a huge stairway called Les Marches, which means the steps in French. And getting a ticket there is great. So my experience, it's crazy, because first I started going to Cannes as a Parisian. That's, we are little
I'm sure
posh with
the
rest of
accent
France
probably
and
carries you a long
everything.
way over there.
Yes, they don't really like us though. But then when I moved to the US and I was going to Cannes, it was very focused on acquiring good content.
Yeah.
It's 10 days. I got to maximize my 10 days. I'm going to have one meeting every half hour.
Oh,
everything,
wow.
Yeah, everything is
Busy.
more or less around. One meeting every half hour, and you would see my schedule. My assistant even would say, "How are you going to do this?" It's easy. You go from booth to booth, But that was it. Then after a couple of years and getting some friends, knowing some people, I started having one guy that say, "Hey, I'm doing a party for my movies. Do you want to come tonight?" You're a buyer. There are after hours for buyers. Come, happy hours, this little cocktail. Brazil is doing a showcase. So I started going there. But it's still not Cannes.
Yeah. And it seems like you said something interesting, that you said whatever Cannes wants, the market wants. So it's a very good barometer of what's going to sell well that is popular there.
They're afraid every year before the market. Is it going to be good? Is
Yeah.
it post-COVID? Everybody has questions. But since post-COVID, Cannes has been stronger and stronger every year. It
Interesting.
really has been the center of finding the strong titles.
Yeah.
Anora, other ones. I'm thinking about Anora. I'm thinking about The Substance. I have a great story about The Substance.
Yeah.
And so after a few years, when your company is starting to have bigger films, when we have a PR that represents us, that speaks for us, she's amazing. Her name is Jane Owen. We have more. We're starting to get greeted in the red carpet. So we have a system where we can pick and get red carpet access to screen the film, because at the end of the day, it's a festival,
Yeah.
and we come to acquire. So screening the film should be prioritized to the buyers. So they did it. It just changed. Since 3 years, it's first come, first serve.
Yeah.
And that became a real war. We're all putting assistants at 1 a.m. Eastern, which is 7 a.m. France. Every day, they release the next day red carpet. So everybody wants to be the first one clicking. And I had assistant crying and say, I don't know, I was here at 6:50, I refreshed, but it doesn't work. Other guys telling me it's a scam. And then I had lucky ones that told me that I wake up because I'm sleeping at this time, in Paris, in France, I'm still sleeping at 7 a.m. I'm waking up at 7:30 and I see my red carpet tickets. So as the year advanced, I started doing my own party in Cannes. Then the party became a partnership with Hollywood Reporter, which is pretty dope.
Yeah.
I started getting invited to the very big parties, the Chopard, the event, and I experienced a totally different Cannes. That's why I was telling you before we started, when you asked me, so many layers to Cannes. You go there and you don't know what to do. It's very overwhelming. There's so much people.
Do you find that all the movies that are screening at Cannes are like phenomenal films? Because I've been to a handful of festivals in my own life.
What,
And
in the official selection?
yeah,
A lot of shit.
I was gonna say. I mean, usually films at film festivals are shit, and varying degrees of shit.
Yeah, but-
Sometimes they're like really shitty.
No, but Cannes.
But like I would
is the
imagine,
hardest.
I would expect everything at Cannes is like phenomenal.
Not everything, because they have to go through a grid. They cannot, there's no fight between the new Star Wars and an Egyptian movie.
Right.
So in order to keep the fight fair, they are trying to be diversive. And sometimes they're bad, but sometimes they're very surprising. I'm going to tell you a great story. You're really happy to get a red carpet. You don't look at which movie it is. Just having it's already phenomenal. So one year I had one, and then it was an Egyptian movie about malaria on the Nile.
Okay.
And so I told myself, okay, you know what? I'm having those pictures, my Getty images, everything. It's really cool for my Instagram. When the movie starts, maybe I'll get asleep.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Alex, the movie started, it was really good. And I went to try to acquire the rights the next day at Wild Bunch. They were already sold for the US, but there's a lot of surprises. So many layers, but really what's very, very powerful is the business side and the party side.
Yeah. Is there a cross between the two?
No, they're not.
Okay, really
That's
interesting.
the thing, because
so no business happens while partying is going on.
Because there is definitely, but there is not a universal cross.
Yeah.
Meaning that the people, 99% of the people that come to Cannes to do business do not have access to those parties. Those
Interesting.
parties will be full of influencers, which don't come to Cannes to do business.
Yeah.
Actors, which don't come to Cannes to do business. It's an acquisition market. It's not a casting.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Right? And some of the creme of the industry. And as I was telling you, it's only the last couple of years that I've been part of those, and that I really, really feel the change. I still see the business people, but I kind of feel like a little above. They're saying, "Oh, you coming tonight? Thailand is doing an open." No, no, I'm not. Sorry, I'm going to the Chopard party.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
excuse me.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's really magical.
How was Spike Lee's party?
It was amazing. I'm very sad that the movie did not perform too well, highest to lowest.
Yeah, I love most of his movies, but every now and then
I really liked it.
Yeah.
Though. Maybe that's because it was very emotional because we did the party, then we did the red carpet, which was crazy. You have to see Rihanna with her baby bump and ASAP Rocky, and I'm touching the belly like this and saying, Rihanna's belly, and saying, I have 6 kids. Yeah, is this one's gonna be a boy? Everybody interacts. Everybody is really cool.
So it's not like pretentious at all.
If you made it in this circle, there's no, that's it.
Yeah.
It's as if, have you been to the Polo Lounge?
I've heard of it, yeah.
So that's when you're in the Polo Lounge, so
it's vetted.
You're vetted already.
Yeah.
That's it. If you are already walking the red carpet in Cannes at the same time as ASAP and Rihanna,
no issues.
You're good. so then I think that what influenced me greatly is Denzel Washington.
You've got your Illuminati card.
Maybe. Right before the screening, Thierry Frémaux, the president of the Festival of Cannes, presented ASAP Rocky, Denzel Washington with a Palme d'Or. Mm-hmm. And he didn't know. It was a surprise. It was very emotional. The whole room, super emotional. They showed, his career and everything. And I think that influenced me in the way that I was really into the film after. I think ASAP Rocky's in this film is excellent. I didn't know he could act like this. So I was also this year at the chance to be at the opening ceremony where Robert De Niro got a Palme d'Or that was given to him by DiCaprio and Tarantino. And that was really funny to be with them and to hear them laughing and interacting and everything. Yeah. Those are moments that I would not have imagined, in the fashion district of Paris under the rain.
I always heard Leo's kind of shy. Did you experience that with him?
Okay, so he's not really my friend. Yeah. I've met him when he was with Bar Raffaelli, the model, in Vegas at a private party of someone, of an amazing director that a lot of people hate for no reason, called Brett Ratner, a Miami boy.
Yeah.
It was his party in his hotel suite, and there was a lot of people, and it was extremely nice.
Yeah.
Then I saw him in Cannes this year. Also, I didn't really spoke to him, but I was at the event, and I don't know if he's shy, but he gives very good vibes.
Yeah.
Not all of them do, but that's my opinion. He gives extremely good vibes.
I mean, he's an insanely talented guy. Insane, off the charts. And I worked with his coach in New York. Phenomenal coach. I mean,
I'm sure
he's a genius. I mean, clearly like a total genius. Life-changing experience working with him. But yeah, I mean, that's interesting. Is there ever, when it comes to buying the rights of a movie at Cannes, is there an auction? Is there when someone sees a really hot movie, can everyone buy access to it, or is it only one company?
So what's going to happen is that before Cannes, about a month before Cannes, we are starting to get blasted. So we receive emails by
DVDs.
Not anymore. Not anymore for a while. So sometimes you see some logos at the beginning of the film, and you see a lot of logos. They are not all producers. Some of them are agents that represent the film. So let's take a structure of a movie. Let's take the structure of a film. You have a script, then a producer picks it up, finds the money, and makes the movie happen. When your movie is done, what are you doing? Do you think you call Netflix or you call Amazon while you think it's party time? It's not party time. They don't give a shit about you. There's 7,000 movies that are being made every year. Do you think that Netflix is going to screen all of them? They don't have time.
Yeah.
So they are going to tell, Paramount or Hulu or the studio, they are going to tell those producers, find a distributor. We can't deal with you. They're not even going to answer him.
Yeah.
So in order to find a distributor, the producer has two choices. He can try to contact us, or he can try to hire a sales agent. The advantage of hiring a sales agent is that...
They know you guys.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
First of all, they do all the market. They will go to Berlin for EFM, then Cannes, and they pay for a booth every time. They pay for pages in Variety, Hollywood Reporter, because they want to bring buyers, and they want to get their 20-25%. That's their fee.
Yeah.
So they also know us, and they develop friendship with us, and we know them. So I'm going to sit with a sales agent. Today, you have the biggest sales agent, Capstone, Voltage Picture, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, CAA, which is also a talent agent, but also made. So they blast us with films. I can show you after our podcast examples, because I have a lot of them, as you can imagine, in my email. And says you're going to have a bunch of films with a synopsis and a link to the trailer. And if you like it, you just say, hey, is this one available for US? For me, or the Japanese guy is going to say for Japan. Yes, here is the screener. They send us a secure Vimeo link. We screen the film. And if we like it, we start negotiating. So all of this goes on all year long. However, it's bulk during Cannes and or American film market.
Right.
I will organize my day and start at 10 and see one sales agent every half hour. I already analyze, I already pick the one that I want to see. So I'm sitting and I'm saying, okay, show me your samurai movie. Okay, show me those horror. I already know which one. They're going to show me the trailers. And then we are going to discuss shop and, terms.
Yeah.
It's very easy when you're US, because there's not a lot of distributor left, including the major. I think we less than a dozen in the US, including the studio, including Universal, Paramount, Disney. We are less than 12. So now if you do your research, you will find about 50 or 100 distributors. Pay attention to what I'm telling you. We are only 12. All the other one that signing movies, they white label with us. They have Amazon, they have iTunes, sometimes they have Tubi, right? But they don't have Netflix, they don't have Hulu, they don't have Peacock. They don't, right? So what they do is they come to us and say, hey, can you take the movie again for a fee and pitch it to Netflix, to Amazon, to when I say Amazon, I'm talking about Prime Originals, people that we have relation with. And so it's a very, very close circle. Imagine you have a movie.
Well, the business has always been pretty small. Even on the talent side, it was small.
It is, but you would imagine much more distributor, which I'm happy about it. We used to be much more at the DVD
I feel like
time.
this is why everyone was very well behaved in the industry with each other, because if you pissed one person off, then you would
Oh, definitely.
you would piss off like the whole industry.
It is not about your movies.
Yeah.
It is not about your money. It is about, do you make it through the door?
Yeah.
Do you talk to Netflix? Do you talk to all of the players, Comcast and all of them? And that's the most important today.
Yeah.
That's why you end up seeing sometimes content that is not real quality on the streamers. And you say, what is this shit doing here? I can do better. Well, this shit is very good friend with the guys at Greenlit.
Yeah.
Guess. So...
So it's a lot of times more about relationships.
Yes, if you have a movie and you have very high hopes for your movie, you think you have the new Paranormal Activity, like every producer.
Yeah.
Total nightmare that I have to deal with. So you are going to reach out, try by yourself. Even, let's say you have an agent that knows them. He's going to reach out to Disney, to Netflix, to the studio. What if they all say no? Which they say no. So you don't have a lot of choice left.
Yeah.
So we are refusing about 80 to 90% of what's being proposed to us.
Yeah.
When we sign a film, there's a reason. We don't always go for big budget. I love signing independent when the film is fire.
Yeah.
and I don't hesitate. We still acquire some foreign movies are representing about 20% of our release, 15-20. But there's another factor that's coming on that's very, very new. Globalization has touched our industry. So one time I was in Beijing for business. I love acquiring Chinese content. Nobody goes
I've seen some really good Chinese films before.
Well, films is hard, but animation, they are doing a great job.
Well, I remember I was in New York like 10 years ago, and I went to like the Asian Film Festival in New York. And I was like actually really surprised at the movie I saw. I was like, wow, this is actually really good.
No, they do good stuff, but they just have no audience.
Yeah.
And so I'm there, and when you're in those countries, you always have a chaperone, right?
Yeah.
So I tell my chaperone, okay, take me to a mall. I want to buy some stuff for my kids. So she takes me to a mall. Alex, this look like Aventura Mall. I see Sephora. I say, no, but you don't understand. I live in Miami. Take me to a mall, a Chinese mall. I want to buy like typical stuff.
Yeah.
She said, okay. Takes me to another mall. Again, Nike, Foot Locker. And we are in a globalized world. It's the same products are everywhere.
Yeah.
You don't have typical anymore. And it's happening in our industry. Today, Netflix is every single country in the world.
Yeah.
Amazon as well.
Yeah.
iTunes as well. Paramount is in half of the world. Tubi is in about a quarter of the world. So for us, US distributors, it becomes an excellent game because suddenly Amazon is telling us, hey guys, we're opening Latin America for you. We're opening Australia, New Zealand, UK, Japan, Germany. Do you want? Of course I want. Netflix is asking us question when we pitch brand new good movies. Do you have world? Yeah, we have world. So now I'm not anymore looking to only acquire US. I'm very focused in acquiring world rights because we can create a hub. Imagine the headache for a producer that is going to have to sell to a US distributor, Japanese, German, French, and everything. But imagine that he's selling to a US distributor that exploit all those territories.
Yeah.
No middlemen. The platform pays him, and there's no middleman. The royalties go back to him. So it's advantageous.
Yeah.
That's what we are building right now with Synchronize. The territories that were granted to us by those platforms and others are already territories where we already, as of today, exploit. Now, the territories that we don't have access yet. So I've kept my chutzpah, I think I will keep it all my life. I thought about creating strategic partnerships with distributors that are like me in those countries. 2 days ago, we signed a partnership with a company called Level K that includes all the Nordics. Sweden, Denmark, Iceland, Norway, etc. We had this 18 Latin American country partnerships that we signed with Amazon on SVOD and AVOD. So that's the next challenge of Synchronize, is to become a worldwide label. And we went through storms. Blockbuster going bankrupt, dead of DVD. Millennium, one of our partners, being bought by a stupid New York hedge fund called Alchemy, went bankrupt, like embarrassing. I hope they are seeing this podcast and they're embarrassed,
Yeah.
Like stupid guys want to rebrand. They arrived, they went to Cannes, 2012, 2013. And their New York hedge fund, right? They just bought a good studio from Avi Lerner, which is Millennium, and they overpaid and bought everything they could, and freaking overpaid. Everybody's gonna sell them, you freaking pigeon, So what happened is that if you overpay a film, if you give $100K advance on a film, that's not gonna gross $100K altogether, and you repeat this. Well, you're going to go bankrupt, Habibi.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. So they went bankrupt with our money as well, not only theirs. And then you had the streaming war, the piracy war, Netflix winning the streaming war, the TV network stop acquiring independent because they're dying.
Yep.
So every of those events, you have 5-6 distributor that dies.
Yeah.
But we're here.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, it sounds like you've survived a lot of adaptations in the industry. So I would assume that most of your stuff, most of the films you purchase and or distribute the rights to, or all that stuff's on Paramount, Amazon, Netflix, etc. Is that correct?
Yeah, they are not all on Netflix because Netflix prioritizes on production for a while, barely acquires. Still acquire. We have great relation with them.
Yeah.
I think that I'm more friend with the people at the streamers that they acquire.
Yeah.
I sometimes I want to say, hey, but we buddy, just forget about it. Just take the dang movie.
Yeah.
But they are really, really tight. They are afraid to make mistakes. They don't have much. They prioritize the studio because they want to make sure.
Yeah, they do a lot of content development themselves. I went through this process with them about 7 years ago as a writer. That I developed a pilot script, and I mean, I know they get. I worked with an agent in LA to pitch it to them, and I know they get like about 100 new pitches of scripts a week, and they maybe pick like a small handful,
a very small amount. So already we don't have a lot of titles that get picked, but I'm extremely grateful for those relations because we are not treated like others. We get feedback from them within 2-3 days. And not only Netflix, Prime Originals, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, Tubi's are amazing. They give us feedback. If they pass on something, they will tell us why.
Yeah.
The film was long and this, and this I really appreciate it.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you about that. Is there a signature or just a je ne sais quoi, as they say in France, in terms of the types of films you buy? Like,
no, we are very mainstream.
So in your view, you're like, I just want people to like it and to watch it and to be into this film. Like, or is there, I mean, like when I think of every writer, right? Like I think of like Christopher Nolan, he always writes about time. When you think about like Woody Allen, it's always like complex familial relations. They all have like their signature of like what they do artistically. I'm wondering if that same thing applies to a distributor.
In a way, as a good acquisition, a buyer, I want the film to resonate. I don't want to like it, because I'm not all of the audience.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. So how do you remove yourself out of this equation? Because I would imagine that's hard. You only have one brain.
No, you become a buyer. You become the audience. You know the trend. You know the number. You study it, and you are trained. Unfortunately, I wish I could train someone to become a buyer, because every time I tried, I had like mitigated successes.
Yeah.
It's very, very important to not look at a movie because you like the genre. We acquire good films. Now, it's possible that we acquire less good films sometimes because they have very good cast. So maybe this movie is shit. Yeah. But the cast's amazing. So we would still go for it, because all of those are key selling points. Yeah. My job is to bring revenue to the producers.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Not to be emotional, not to like a movie, not to fall in love with my project, not to get angry. My job is to bring back as much royalties as possible, because a lot of my competitors don't. They give an advance and then you never see a penny, most of them, because you're buried under the expenses.
Yeah.
And we don't do it. We always been 2.0. When people were spending $9,000 in press article on a release, we would spend $5,000 in Facebook targeting. And everybody in the US would see the trailer twice for this price.
Yeah.
Right? So we did it before the others. Proper targeting. And the thing is that if you don't play your life, if you work at a studio and you're so important, but it's not your money,
Yeah.
it's a shareholder's money, it's not your ass, it's not your bankrupt. Where's your commitment?
Yeah.
You can jump tomorrow and disappear. We treat our producers like family when they are being treated there like third cousins. So we have a lot of producers that had very sour experience with other distributors.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important, very important, that the key factor for us to work hand in hand with the producers.
Yeah.
In 2008 we started producing, and we constantly filming and funding
Yeah.
films, which is something we have not talked about, but that's totally different.
Oh, so you're also developing films.
Oh yeah,
Interesting.
I'm an executive producer in over 30 features right now.
Yeah. You guys have 30 features going at one time.
No, I produced
Yeah.
or financed
Okay.
about 30
Okay,
features
total.
to date.
Total. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I was gonna say 30 at one time. I'm like, that's a
in
ton.
one time it's just not. I don't think
be
you
crazy.
can really conscientiously produce.
But still, 30 in terms of your body of work is still a lot of movies.
It is,
Yeah.
and they're good one. I don't think you can produce more than 2-3 movies.
Yeah.
When you are completely involved in
No,
it.
I mean it's
takes 6 months
One
to a year.
movie is like birthing a child.
Yes, and so, but as far as distributing movie in our library, we are getting close to 400, which is a lot of
Yeah,
features,
yeah.
and we have about 4 new release per month. That's 1 new movie a week. When you release a film, you have to prepare the assets, the master, the trailer, the teaser, the marketing, the cover art, in all aspects.
Yeah, you can't do like 10 of these at once.
We do 4 months.
Yeah. 4 at
4
most.
months.
That's
And
4's a lot.
now, when all this is done, you have to create a special package because everybody has different specs. When you deliver Prime, you deliver iTunes, you deliver Google Play, all of the platform, Comcast, Xfinity, DirecTV, Cox, they all have different specs. So that's not too difficult to change posters of specs.
Yeah.
But delivering 150 gigs master takes time, and you have to deliver it to about 12 platforms. That's for each movie, plus our library, which is massive. When we sign partnership with new streamers, we don't agree to work with new streamers. We work with new streamers that we feel are going to be an impact. For example, lately we have partnered with Fawsome, really good new guys, and Biblio Plus, which services all the libraries in the US.
Yeah.
And prisons and stuff like that.
So tell me, you were telling me that there's kind of a thread that ties all of your films together that you purchase or distribute.
Yeah,
What
they're
would you
good.
say is the thread?
They have to be good. I don't care.
They just have to be good.
Yes, we have animation, horror, action, romantic.
Yeah.
They have to be good. We have to.
So just something that will for sure catch the audience's eye. What would you say are, and I'm sure my audience would be curious just to know, what are some of your top grossing films that you have the rights to?
Funny enough, our top grossing film are the ones that I financed. One is called Saving Flora.
Okay.
It's a family movie, and when my producer partner started casting, because I don't handle everything. I greenlit a script, find the money, then I have to approve the other steps.
Yeah.
So when they started casting Saving Flora, they came back to me and say, okay, we have an amazing cast. David Arquette is the dad. Tom Arnold is the bad guy. Rhea Perlman, da. So okay, but it's a family movie with a live elephant. So we need a Disney kid. Kids don't know David Arquette. Like, what are you talking about? So they started showing me audition from kids for the role, and I say no, until I drive them crazy, and so they called CAA because I would not greenlit the money until we have a Disney star, a Nickelodeon star. We are in 2018.
Yeah.
And then Tracy, which is a very famous talent agent for
Yeah.
talent, Tracy at CA, tells us, okay, I have this girl. She did one TV show on Nickelodeon. She's not the lead role, but I believe in her. And her name is Jenna Ortega. So, okay, let's see. Okay, perfect. It's perfect. She looked like she could be David Arquette's daughter. And she's playing the daughter. Let's go. Banco.
Yeah.
We cast Jenna. So she arrived on set, and she's on set. And David Arquette is negotiating Scream. And then next thing you know, I don't want to do a long story, but next thing you know, Scream wants new faces for the reboot.
Yeah.
He mentions Jenna because he's making Saving Flora with her.
Yeah.
She goes to Scream. Scream's a success. Then she does Wednesday. Then, that's how a career goes.
Yeah. No, that's how it works.
Saving Flora was is an excellent movie that's still a moneymaker. One other movie that I also fully finance, just as Saving Flora, called Luce, with Naomi Watts and Octavia Spencer and Tim Roth. This one we partner with. I don't want to call them competitors because they're colleagues. We all really get along very well with each other. Neon. I really wanted to try them because they just did I, Tonya, and with Margot Robbie. And what they did with I, Tonya was taking the same type of budget. My movie Luce was about like a $8-9 million budget.
Yeah.
So they took the same type of budget. They made a platform theatrical release. There was the first one doing it. They started small and grew the screen. You do the opposite. Normally, you start with as much screen and you lower.
Yeah.
They did the opposite, and they killed it.
Wow,
with some
interesting.
independent movie about Tonya Harding, that makes you've seen I, Tonya.
Yeah.
So when I had Luce, which was an adaptation of a New York Times bestseller, very drama, watch it, amazing movie. I wanted to try Neon. We got selected for Sundance, which we didn't win.
Yeah.
But
Even making it there is awesome.
we were finalists.
Yeah.
So I would tell you that one movie that I released not long ago, I know is going to be one of the biggest synchronized success. It's also a movie that I'm very proud of. It's called Spinning Gold. With Michelle Monaghan and Wiz Khalifa, Jason Derulo, Jason Isaac, huge cast.
Yeah.
You know that a movie is going to be a moneymaker when it looks like a legacy.
Yeah.
When it looks like advice to filmmakers, what we look at as acquisition, US acquisition, sound mistakes. If your guy is speaking there and we can hear the boom that there is a difference of level, you're disqualified.
Yeah.
Image mistake. If you have a grain, you don't have the right filter. If the color correction is not done, fucking disqualified.
Yeah.
Acting. If your acting sucks because you wanted to take your girlfriend in your movie, fucking disqualified. So that's the first thing that we look at. Then the storyline has to be very trendy expression, elevated. An elevated film means that it's not the same story of 4 girls that take a girl's trip in the wood and then there's a serial killer that comes. We've seen it a million times, bro.
Yeah.
Find me a story that is unique.
Yeah.
And that's what we look at.
It has to catch the zeitgeist of the modern time as well, I would say.
Yeah. You have all type of audience. Some like slow movies.
I mean, I would say in that's more of a trend in theater. Theater, like if a play is going to be on Broadway, it has to catch a modern commentary somehow. Film, I think there's a lot more freedom in film to just, hey, if it's a good story, it's a good story. What was that? I forget. What was that movie that just came out that was really popular? It was about the Russian billionaire's kid.
Yeah, Anora.
Yeah.
Anora and the Substance.
Yeah, I mean, like that movie wasn't. It was just a really interesting film.
Elevated.
Yeah.
He won everything because the story is not the same. And the actor, it's whatever.
Yeah, nobody you didn't really know anyone on that cast.
Yeah, and he did beat the Substance, the
Yeah.
Demi Moore,
Yeah.
which basically not this Cannes Festival, but the previous Cannes Festival, so 2023.
Yeah.
I'm telling my assistant to be there at 7 a.m. and get me my tickets for red carpet, and they fail. Day 2, day 3, day 4. I'm firing one. Say, you fired. I'm hiring a new one.
Yeah.
I say, and then I had a French assistant that was helping me there in Cannes, a local person.
Yeah.
And I tell her this, how frustrated, and she say, oh, do you want me to try? I say, no, it's early for you, they're on the East Coast, so it's easier for them. Say, let me try, give me your login.
Yeah.
Next day,
Yeah.
I wake up, she got a good hand, she got me the red carpet. So I look at the film that she got me, The Substance. I know nothing about The Substance, and I go and I do the red carpet. I'm very happy, and I sit in this beautiful theater. And the guy next to me, I say, how are you? Oh, where do you work? Oh, I'm a sales agent. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And he tell me, yeah, we're about to see this film with Demi Moore. I hear it's shit.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's see. And then the film starts. Have you seen The Substance?
No.
It's fire. It's fire. It's a crazy story.
Yeah.
And it's very well made. Okay, the ending, whatever, you can say whatever. I'm very commercial.
Yeah.
So I like commercial stuff. The movie ends. Everybody's clapping Demi Moore. She's getting a 10-minute ovation. And I'm looking at the guy. I say, you change work. Go
Nice
do
taste.
something else. Next thing you know, I'm going really hard to the agents to get The Substance right.
Yeah.
Already I saw it in Berlin. I passed it. And then they're already negotiating with another platform. I don't know what it is. It's a distributor. It's a platform. It's weird. Some weird called Mubi.
Mubi. Yeah.
Okay. Mubi buys the rights. Mubi made so much money with The Substance that they got a $1 billion financing from a hedge fund.
Wow.
Today, they're in an all other level. Everybody knows Mubi.
Yeah.
They can do whatever they want. They can produce. They can. That's pretty cool.
Interesting. Well, Alex, this has been a really interesting conversation, kind of peeling back the behind the curtain in the film industry. Thank you so much for dropping in. This has certainly been interesting. We'll drop all of your information and synchronized website in the description of this video so people can find you on Instagram and online.
All right.
Thanks so much
Thank
for
you
coming.
for having me.
All right.
It was a pleasure.